Celebration turns tragic after a gunman opens fire during a 4th of July parade in a Chicago suburb. A person of interest is in custody. Plus, dozens forced to evacuate in Utah after police say fireworks sparked a massive wildfire. And why a recent ruling from the Supreme Court has many not wanting to celebrate this Independence Day. That's all coming up on News 3 Now at 10. Alert days have been declared for tonight and tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us. Our latest. Gary?
Charlotte, we're dealing with severe weather tonight. We have a severe thunderstorm warning for the southern portion of Greene County until 10:15, but more importantly, a severe thunderstorm warning for Lafayette County. That is until 10:30. And notice the tag tornado possible on there. What we're watching is at least some broad rotation just to the west of Wyoda. Not strong enough to be confident that the storm will produce a tornado, but it does bear some watching. High winds to 60 miles per hour as well as hail are possibilities with this storm. Also, these storms have been putting down heavy amounts of rain in swaths from Grant County through the northern portion of Greene County and into Rock County. Several strong and severe thunderstorms have moved through that area, so a flood advisory is in effect until midnight for areas south of Dodgeville to just south of Janesville over toward Beloit. You can see these clusters of storms moving through southern Wisconsin right now. Looks like we have those severe thunderstorm warnings mainly down toward the Illinois state line, but all of southern Wisconsin under a severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. south of the Wisconsin Dells. Tomorrow, it's the heat and humidity that we face. We have an alert day in the forecast for that. I'll have more on that in the forecast in just a few minutes.
And you can stay up to date on the alert days with our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC weather.
When I saw blood on the sidewalk, I saw a bloodied body that looked deceased. I even saw what it looked to be a young child, a boy, being cuddled by his parents.
We're shooting again, and we ran behind the building, and I put my son in a dumpster, and he sit there with his dog, and I went back to look for the rest of my family.
We are following breaking news out of Illinois. A day of celebration turns tragic after a gunman opens fire during a 4th of July parade in a Chicago suburb. At least 4 people are dead and dozens more are in the hospital tonight. Investigators say a person of interest is in custody. They are identifying that person as 21-year-old Robert E. Cremo III. Cremo's car was spotted by an officer who tried to initiate a traffic stop, but Cremo allegedly took off. After a brief chase, Cremo was detained by police. The shooting happened in Highland Park, a suburb about 30 miles north of Chicago. Authorities said the gunman opened fire around 10:15 a.m. That's about 10 minutes after the parade started, from a nearby rooftop using a high-powered rifle. We want to warn you, some of the video you are about to see is disturbing. Sabrina Franza has more.
This is the moment a man started firing from the rooftop of a downtown business into a 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois.
I remember hearing shootings and going like, and then reloading and then again, and people screaming and running. It was just really traumatizing and scary.
SWAT teams went door to door searching area businesses for the gunman who got away. Police later identified a person of interest who they're now calling a suspect, 22-year-old Robert Cremo III, who's from the area. Officers searched his home in Highwood, and shortly after, a police officer spotted him in his car.
He attempted to initiate a traffic stop on that subject. That subject did flee. A brief pursuit went on. Ultimately, they were able to get the subject stopped at Wesley and 41 in Lake Forest. The subject was taken into custody without incident.
Officers say they found a high-powered rifle at the scene.
I saw someone on the ground with his leg in the air and the girl crying next to him. And then to my left, my mom and I saw at least 3 more people on the ground, bloody.
Police say the gunman got onto the roof by climbing a ladder that was attached to the building. The shooting sent the crowd running in terror for cover, leaving lawn chairs, bicycles, and strollers behind. Some were hit by shrapnel.
I was getting hit on my leg. It wasn't just a joke. It wasn't just something like a little BB gun or something. It was intense, and people were bleeding everywhere. And
President Biden alluded to the attack at a 4th of July event at the White House.
You all heard what happened today, but each day we're reminded There's nothing guaranteed about our democracy.
5 people died at the scene, all adults. A 6th victim died at the hospital. Many 4th of July events in the Chicago area were canceled. Sabrina Franza, CBS News, Highland Park, Illinois.
President Joe Biden released a statement on the shooting saying, "Jill and I are shocked by the senseless gun violence that has yet again brought grief to an American community on this Independence Day." You can find more on this story at channel3000.com. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker joined officers at a press conference today where he shared some strong words about the shooting.
It is devastating that a celebration of America was ripped apart by our uniquely American plague. A day dedicated to freedom has put into stark relief the one freedom we as a nation refuse to uphold, the freedom of our fellow citizens to live without the daily fear of gun violence.
You can follow along with the latest information on the shooting on channel3000.com. Nearly 90 homes had to be evacuated over the weekend in Utah because of a wildfire that investigators believe was caused by fireworks. Dozens were forced to flee their homes just before midnight last night, north of Salt Lake City. Fire officials say the fire covers about 128 acres and 0% contained. Police say fireworks ignited the fire in extremely dry conditions and high winds helped fuel it. Several holiday events around the area were canceled today because of the fire. The House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attacks on the U.S. Capitol now says they are recommending former President Donald Trump and others should face criminal charges for the attack. Vice Chair of the committee, Liz Cheney, says multiple criminal referrals to federal prosecutors are being considered and that former President Trump should not be excluded. The next hearing is expected later this month and will focus on the alleged role of far-right groups, including the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers.
Who was participating, who was financing it, how it was organized. We obviously want to probe any connection between these dangerous groups and the White House.
CBS News has learned Donald Trump is telling aides and advisors he's seriously considering announcing a 2024 presidential run as early as this summer, even as the committee continues to reveal all that it has uncovered about the former president. Investigators are trying to determine what caused a warehouse fire in Madison last night. Crews were sent to the 600 block of East Badger Road just before 9:30 for reports of a fire at a construction business warehouse. Smoke and flames could be seen from the Beltline. The Madison Fire Department says it took crews about 30 minutes to put out those flames. No one was injured as the building was unoccupied, but the fire caused about $250,000 in damage. Investigators say the contents of the building were flammable and fireworks were a factor in the incident. 3 people were taken to the hospital after a crash south of Evansville today. Crews were called to the intersection of North State Highway 213 and North County Highway M just before 11:15 a.m. Rock County Sheriff's officials say a 70-year-old Evansville man failed to stop at a stop sign and struck a vehicle occupied by a 19-year-old woman and an 18-year-old man. The 70-year-old suffered a serious head injury but is in stable condition. The 19 and 18-year-olds suffered minor injuries. Well, for many, today was about black, not the red, white, and blue. Protesters took to the state capitol on Monday with their own message. Half the population just lost rights to their own body. Naomi Coles reports.
Instead of celebration, mourning. A nationwide movement to wear black, pink, anything but red and blue in the wake of the overturn of Roe v. Wade.
I wear it for the rights that are being lost and the rights that could easily be lost with this first decision.
Today, you normally wear red, white, and blue, the flags and all that stuff, and today is definitely not a day for that, so black is kind of making a statement for our day.
It's really not a time to be celebrating, and I'm just very sad and angry.
A couple hundred protesters from here and across Wisconsin gathered on Monday outside the state capitol before heading inside from the rain.
And I have a 5-month-old daughter, and I don't want her to have to remember something like this or be in a world that she would have to worry about this.
We're not the minority anymore. We've been referred to as minorities. We have to support our LGBT community. We have to support our African American community. Together, we are the majority.
With the rights to abortion gone, 2 husbands attending school at UW fear their rights, based on the same underlying legal principle, might be next.
And it's just horrifying, and we've never really thought about that. And we've been married for 4 years now.
Because on a day celebrating freedom, their message, so many are still not free.
This year, though, I don't feel that I'm valued as an American, and so I'm in mourning for that.
In Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Naomi Coles.
For more on the landmark decision, go online to channel3000.com for Naomi's 30-minute For the Record special covering Roe v. Wade's Wisconsin impact. Coming up, are you willing to carry your significant other to the ends of the earth? Well, how about through an obstacle course? We'll introduce you to a bizarre contest that's testing couples' ability to support each other. Next at 10.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
Visiting DeFacto Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, oh, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. DeFacto helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without DeFacto Credit Union.
Join iHeartMedia Madison for our Vet Aid pop-up concert benefiting veterans in crisis. 6 p.m. Tuesday, July 12th at Harris Park in Dodgeville, featuring the Mascot Theory. With special guest, the Driftless Rambler. A $10 suggested donation goes directly to Heat for Hero, helping vets and their families facing an energy-related or emergency housing crisis. Visit vetaidwi.com for more info. It's our Vet Aid pop-up concert, Tuesday, July 12th, presented by Land's End and iHeartMedia Madison.
Politicians have been threatening it. Now the Supreme Court's done it, triggering a ban on nearly all abortions in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. And Senator Ron Johnson sided with them on overturning Roe v. Wade, punishing doctors and hurting people, putting our health and reproductive rights in danger. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to protect us, not punish us.
What was that?
Nothing. Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Shopko Optical welcomes more insurance plans than ever. Call to book an exam and verify coverage.
Many products and services we buy come with consumer contracts. Do you read the fine print?
Tomorrow we have a warning about a hidden clause that could limit your rights.
And it's a weather pattern featuring more chances for storms. Join us tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. When you married your significant other, was a muddy 300-meter obstacle course in your vows? Well, that didn't stop the couples who took to the Wisconsin Wife Carrying Championships. Armand Rahman was there.
These racers don't start with on your marks. Their signal is... Hey, wives up! For more than 10 years, the Monona Community Festivals played host to the Wisconsin Wife Carrying Championships, a contest dating back to 19th century Finland.
Basically, a couple, it can be a man and woman, man, woman, woman, doesn't matter. Wife is just the name. But it's a couple that runs through an obstacle course.
Don't have to be married to participate. Michael and Jordan are dating.
I've done a bunch of Tough Mudders, so I don't know. That reminds me of the Tough Mudder for sure.
but you weren't carrying
I've never had
someone
someone on my back before.
An obstacle course is putting it lightly. Tires, a log hurdle, and a water sand hill await couples.
I think we were just worried that we didn't want to drop her in the water and get wet. So, I think you were worried about the tires. We tripped on tires.
Yeah.
But...
I didn't want to fall.
So for runners Caleb and Justine, it required some training.
We basically did 2 practice runs in our backyard, kind of peeked around, make sure nobody was watching us.
Judging by the faces of the couples,
I hung on for dear life, and that's all I did.
It's hard to tell whether this falls under in sickness or in health.
We've got people who think they're very athletic and very fit, and by the time they're done, they're panting and can barely make it to the end.
But the end is sweet.
The best thing about it is actually the prize itself. So the couple that wins wins $5 per pound. So that's at least $500. And the best part is they win the carried person's weight in beer.
In the end, it was Justine who got to sit on the scale, but the race, like marriage, is all about the journey.
It was a crazy experience, but it's a good thing he's tall.
Now, this isn't just a Wisconsin thing. Racers tonight qualify for the National Wife Carrying Competition in Maine, and later on, the international competition back in Finland. A decades-old tradition in Shorewood Hills continued today as the village's vintage fire truck led dozens of small children winding through the neighborhood. On board, Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway and Wisconsin's longest-serving state senator Fred Risser. For the tiniest of children and the most vulnerable of seniors, it's something they return to year after year. Leading the group today, 3 generations of the Jeffrey family and the grandmother who made the costumes.
I put them together. I chose, what it looked very authentic. My grandson is extremely unoriginalist. Therefore, he didn't approve of any other embellishment. Should have been original. This is a tradition for us. My daughters, one of them is here every year. This is our turf.
So I'm wearing the blue. I have the white wig.
For George Washington.
Yeah, for George Washington with my hat. Well, I am the lookout for George Washington.
The parade turned 42 years old today. Today's on and off rain forced the Edgewater Hotel in Madison to cancel their annual 4th Fest. The family event was supposed to feature 3 live bands and a kids zone with face painting, balloons, and more. Hotel staff say it was a tough call to cancel after they had roughly 1,000 people last year, but they say there's still more fun this week. They will be showing the Brewers-Cubs game in the plaza tomorrow, a movie on Thursday night, and live bluegrass music on Friday. Well, Gary joins us now with the latest on some alert days.
Yeah, we're already dealing with one tonight, and we've got another for tomorrow, not only for severe weather, but for heat. Right now, we're watching severe weather. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 10:30 for the eastern portion of Lafayette County around South Wayne. Notice the tag on there, tornado possible. There has been some rotation with the storm, but not enough to be confident that it would produce a tornado, so just the severe thunderstorm warning right now. Same thing for that storm as it moves into the southwestern portion of Greene County. Severe thunderstorm warning now in effect until 11 p.m. for the southwestern portion of Greene County, including the city of Monroe. Again, winds to 60 miles per hour, but that tornado possible tag, so the storm does bear some watching. If we look at the wind velocities, we're seeing a couple of areas of broad rotation, mainly around South Wayne and just to the west of there. Those will be tracking into the southwestern portion of Greene County, south and west of Monroe over the next hour or so. Right now, though, fortunately, the rotation is high enough and broad enough that we're not concerned that it's producing a tornado at this point. Heavy rain, though, definitely a potential, and we've had several clusters of thunderstorms that have moved over the same area. Rain vision rainfall estimates just over the last 6 hours show perhaps as much as almost 2.5 inches of rain west of Janesville in Rock County, near 2 inches around New Glarus in the northern portion of Greene County, and some of that heavy rain extends back into the eastern portion of Grant County. So a flood advisory has been issued until midnight for southern Iowa, northern Lafayette, extreme southwestern Dane, much of northern Greene County, and the southwestern portion of Rock County, south and west of Janesville for the possibility for some localized flooding. So far, severe weather reports, some trees down in the eastern or western portion of Rock County and also near Mineral Point, a sign blown down earlier from storms this afternoon. But you can see the clusters of storms becoming a little less organized, and they are drifting more to the south. We're still seeing a little bit of development up to the north, but not a lot. So maybe the worst of it is over, or at least shifting down into northern Illinois, but southern Wisconsin south of the Dells under a severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. There's so much humidity out there that you could see storms pop up just about anywhere. Tomorrow, the severe weather threat shifts a little farther to the south, still a level 2 risk or slight risk for perhaps an isolated tornado as well as high winds and hail from Madison southward. To the north of Madison, there is a marginal risk, level 1 risk, and that level 1 risk continues for southwestern Wisconsin on Wednesday. The rainfall amounts, according to the future track computer models, 1.5 inches in some areas over 2 inches, and heat advisories are in effect for not only southern Wisconsin, but much of the central portion of the Midwest for tomorrow, and that does include Dane County. So severe thunderstorm watch until 3 a.m. Looks like the counties to the north of Dane County have been dropped, as well as Grant County, so that's good news as the severe weather threat shifts to the south, and a heat advisory from noon until 8 p.m. tomorrow for Dane County and areas to the south and west. Showers and thunderstorms tonight. Some of those could be strong and also produce heavy rainfall with a low of 72. Tomorrow, hot and humid, high 91, heat index between 100 and 105, and we could see some late-day thunderstorms. Tonight, storms shifting to the south, then quiet overnight, but it will be muggy. Much of the day tomorrow, dry with highs in the lower 90s, the heat index readings in the triple digits. Another round of storms tomorrow night, and then a shift in the winds to the northeast dries out there a little bit for Wednesday. High temperatures in the upper 70s. Rainfall amounts, again, spotty. Some areas 1 to 2 inches, other areas less than 1/4 of an inch, but thunderstorms in the forecast for Thursday and Friday as well. And then look for a break in the humidity for the weekend. A little more humidity early next week will bring another chance of thunderstorms.
On our nation's 246th birthday, we're taking a closer look at a unique roadside attraction in Virginia. Just outside of historic Williamsburg, you will find dozens of monumental busts of every U.S. president. Some stand 20 feet tall and weigh several tons. Each one was originally created in 2004 to be placed in a nearby park, but that plan fell through as the city's tourism declined. Howard Hankins, who helped mold the bust, said he couldn't destroy them because they're part of our nation's history. So he moved them to his property and now hosts guided tours to anyone who wants to catch a glimpse.
Brewers, make sure to provide some fireworks on this 4th of July, an epic ending to Game 1 with the Cubs. We have highlights coming up in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Gruber Law Offices has been fighting and winning for people injured by big trucks for more than 30 years. We can help you from the safety and comfort of your own home. Our virtual sign-up process is quick and easy. One call, that's all.
Ugh-stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed-up gut. Miralax is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
Politicians have been threatening it. Now the Supreme Court's done it, triggering a ban on nearly all abortions in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. And Senator Ron Johnson sided with them on overturning Roe v. Wade, punishing doctors and hurting people, putting our health and reproductive rights in danger. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to protect us, not punish us.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
7-day-old tuna casserole.
How'd you know that?
Even my nose is strong. You need Hefty Ultra Strong. It has Arm & Hammer, continuous odor control. Hefty, Hefty, Hefty. Oh, and Toby needs a bath. Stay one step ahead of Stinky.
It's Terrific Tuesdays at Hy-Vee. This Tuesday, Chips Ahoy cookies, only $1.49. Hy-Vee orange juice or apple juice, only 99 cents. 2 pounds of Hy-Vee shredded cheese, only $5.99. And basket and bushel blackberries, 2 for only $3. Tuesday only. And save even more during Red, White, and Fuel. Right now, save up to $5 per gallon with your Hy-Vee Fuel Saver Plus Perks card. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
News 3 Now is proud to sponsor an evening with Gladys Knight, benefiting the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County. Join us for one night only, July 16th at the Overture Center. Purchase your tickets at bgcdc.org. Then, make plans to continue the celebration at the annual Boys and Girls Club's White Party with musical guest Drew Hill. Part of the move for BGC 20th anniversary celebration. Get your tickets now and dress in your finest whites for a night of celebration.
If you've been injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. There are specific rules and regulations that apply, and we know what it takes to win. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's been 4 years since the Brewers last played at home on the 4th of July. Crew come back to American Family Field fresh off a 4-2 road trip, sitting comfortably atop the division. As they begin a 6-game homestand this afternoon, the Cubs are up first. Now let's just jump late into the game where things heat up. 9th inning, Crew's down by a run with the bases loaded. Christian Yelich walks. That brings in the tying run. Now this one's going to head to extra innings, tied up at 2. Then in the bottom of the 10th, Victor Caratini steps into the batter's box with two runners on, and the rest is history. 3-run walk-off homer the second time in his career, and the Crew win it 5-2.
You just got to keep going no matter what's going on. Obviously, wouldn't have his best game, but he got a chance to win the game and to have a big moment and keeping yourself in your process and just focusing on having a good at bat and forgetting about what happened, and something good happened.
Braylon Allen set a high bar last season. On more than one occasion, the Badger running back earned a weekly honor, named a Walter Camp Freshman All-American, plus took home the Las Vegas Bowl MVP. Just a few of his accolades, which are a direct result of what he did on the field each week. Last season, setting the program's longest streak by a freshman with 7 straight games rushing 100 yards, ultimately leading the team with over 1,200 yards. That was the 3rd best in the Big Ten. His high level of performance garnered a lot of attention, even catching the eye of Badger legend Jonathan Taylor.
A lot of times when you put in the hard work, you put in the effort, and you continue to see success on the field, you start getting pulled in a lot of different directions, and it may try to take time away from that work. So just letting him know to continue to stay on his routine, continue to have that hunger to get better each and every single day. And I'm excited for him this year. I mean, the sky's the limit for that guy. He's ridiculous.
Now, if you're thinking, wow, I ate a lot of food today, no chance it comes close to the amount of hot dogs that Joey Chestnut downed in the annual Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest. 63. Chestnut wins his 15th title and is now the only person to win the most championships in a single event, passing Rafael Nadal's 14 French Open titles. I mean, talk about perspective. And in the women's contest, this year's champion is Miki Sudo. She eats 40 hot dogs in 10 minutes to win her 8th title, also beating the defending champion. We'll be right back.
26 to 23 and a quarter. Jason Fitz with the champ and...
When the family can't get enough of your signature dish, get everything you need with Pick and Save free pickup with no surprise fees. So start your cart today. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Hypnotize your way to savings.
Breathing techniques to help you save.
Looking to make saving a habit?
Yeah, what's the secret?
No secret. Just open a savings account at BMO and we'll give you a cash reward for every month you save.
A cash reward?
Just for saving?
Mm-hmm. And when you open a checking account, we'll give you a $300 bonus to get your new savings habit started.
Love that.
What's your book?
How to get a $300 bonus and a monthly cash reward for saving with BMO.
He literally wrote the book on saving.
That's me on the cover.
When a bank helps you make real financial progress, that's the BMO effect.
What are you recommending for muscle pain?
Based on clinical data, I recommend Salonpas.
Agreed. My patients like these patches because they work up to 12 hours, even on moderate pain.
Salonpas, it's good medicine.
Wisconsin, Governor, we have one chance to get this right. Remember one name, Kevin Nicholson, Marine, 5 years, Iraq, Afghanistan, came home, founded No Better Friend Corp, taught Wisconsin conservatives how to organize and win. This is about the ones who work for a living, worry about safe streets and buying groceries. Warrior conservatives. This is about Kevin Nicholson. Conservatives, rise up. We have a leader.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason,
7,100 locations at choicehotels.com.
What was that?
Nothing. Gorilla Super Glue.
Brush for edge-to-edge coverage and nozzle for precise application all in one. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably served. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
Dear gas prices, Toyota's hybrid lineup says, go take a hike, because we bring efficiency with power and savings with style. Think you can stand in our way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids.
Get 1.75% APR for 48 months on a new 2022 Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
With the Pick and Save app, you can get personalized coupons on top of weekly sales, all for prices that are lower than low. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Sponsored by RG Heating and Air Conditioning, installing train equipment and servicing all brands.
Check this out. Scientists in the UK have discovered a new giant water lily species that was hiding in plain sight for more than 170 years. It was recently discovered in the Royal Botanic Gardens in London. The Victoria boliviana is the biggest known water lily species in the world. Its leaves can grow close to 10 feet wide and can support nearly 180 pounds. That's gorgeous. Wow. All right, Gary, you've got an update for us.
Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning continues for the southwestern portion of Greene County until 11 p.m. Hail up to the size of nickels, winds to 60 miles per hour. Perhaps the potential if the storm could eventually produce a tornado. Still seeing some weak rotation right around South Wayne, but right now it's pretty broad, so the tornado threat is still pretty low. But the storm's also producing heavy rains, including storms earlier today, over 3.5 inches in northern Lafayette County. Flood advisories in effect south and west of Madison to south of Janesville, but the storms are starting to drift toward Illinois. Keep your fingers crossed they'll be out of the area soon.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thanks for joining us. Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.